Hello, welcome to this look at Adobe Spark. So this is something which you can use to really create a lot of different stuff, and then you can download it and you can import it. There's a bunch of templates here, Spark templates, where you can mess around with all these different elements that you've got here. You can choose a different layout. So for instance, if I wanted to do a grid layout, I could do that. And I could click on each individual color and change that. And I could press delete and then get rid of that, and I could just change this to a different color. So in this video anyway, I'm going to show you like more of this sort of stuff, and just like there's quite a few different options and things you can do in this kind of online app. I guess I don't know what to call it really. So let's look at the one of the most interesting is doing icons. So icons is kind of cool because it actually saves. That was what I searched for last time. And there's icons for like everything. So that's pretty handy, right? So for instance, if I wanted to do an icon of a book, see if we've got that. Of course, that would be the one thing. No, it's there completely. And there's a lot of options, right? Like a lot more than you might think. I can just click on it and it will import it. And then we can change the opacity. I guess we can do the front to back, the ordering there. We can also duplicate. Let's create another one there. You can see we've got also got some snapping options as well. So we can do that. We can change the color of the book, something else. And you've got access to all the different colors. So that's pretty cool. Another cool thing you can do, let's just get rid of that. Let's have a look at some of the other buttons. So yeah, branding. I guess this is not. I don't really see. I guess templates and design. These are just a little bit simpler, right? There's not really much difference in terms of what you can do here. Let's go back to this. If we go to add and we go to photo, this is kind of interesting. You can go to find free photos, and I looked at this, and what it does is actually searches this website called Unsplash, and I went to this website Unsplash, and it actually looks like it's got a pretty good ability to be able to, like what it says underneath is, because I've worked with this, I know that like you want to use Creative Commons you want to use Creative Commons Zero pictures in general. But if you look at the license on Unsplash, it basically says you can use it for anything, including commercial purposes, and you don't have to give any attribution, which is basically what you're looking for when you're trying to find free photos, because royalty free obviously means that you can't use it and stuff like that. There's always been things like that, right? That I'm sure if you done any of this sort of stuff, you'll be aware. But Unsplash seems, at the moment anyway, as of this date, end of October 2020, seems to be pretty good. So what this lets you do is just get photos pretty easily. So we can take a nice picture there, and we've got a choice: pin to background or move freely. Move freely probably is pretty good. And it's got this remove background. There's a few like beta features in it. So we've got remove background. Let's have a look, see how it works on this one. It seems to work pretty well. Of course, not in that one though. Let's try. I'll tell you the one that I actually did that did work pretty well. And that was when I did something a little bit simpler. Obviously, I think it's going to be more of a challenge to do stuff like this. But I think if you just go for anything which is like an object, so let's think of a good object. Let's do book again. Let's keep consistent. So something like that, for instance, is bound to work very well. Let's try remove background on this one. There you go. You can see it works much better on that one. There's also, let's go back again, and I just wanted to do one which I was actually working with. But you can see there's a lot of stuff on this website, Unsplash. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, so if I did Apple, I'm trying to think which one I did for the Apple. So let's try, I think I did this. This is an interesting one because you also have some cropping options. Let's see if I can remember where those are. Well, right there. So crop or shape crop. So what we can do is let's just crop that. I think, yeah, it doesn't. What is actually the difference between crop and we can scale it? So maybe that will be what we go for. And yeah, remove background or something like this is obviously going to work really good. No, it didn't work too well, but you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let's just do crop here. Let's just take this section of the apple because I want to show like a few more things. And this is the one that actually seemed to work better anyway. Okay, so obviously then we can do the duplicate and stuff like that. We can flip it around. We can do change the opacity. Another really cool thing you can do is if we go to filters on the side here. For instance, we can do change the contrast of it. And let's see if I can find. So we've got all these features. I think maybe it's under effects. If you do deselect stage, this is what you actually get on in terms of the right hand side. I just wanted to show that. So this is obviously the animations button. So what we can do is we can go to the animation and you can see we can put zoom on that. And then what happens, right? You'll notice that then the download lets you actually have an MP4 video. So that's something which I think is kind of like I don't know if it's a hidden feature. You can do blur, change the color of it. You can do a fade. Fade is kind of cool. Do grayscale. Make it pan. Zoom in as well. I'm not sure what these ones are doing. All right, so yeah, so in each section you've got like a couple of options there. You've got 2 options for pan. Now, if we wanted this one to, I think what you have to do is the way to do it is you select the whatever it be, whether it's an icon or a photo, right? Then you deselect to get the menu to appear again. Then click on the animation tab. And then if we wanted to pan this, I'm not sure actually, can it actually pan the graphics? That is a good question. Pan the icons. I'm not sure it can actually pan. Yeah, so the animation is only for photos. Is the animation only for photos? I think so, right? Okay, so what you might want to do then is another really cool feature is, say you have like this Apple core here. You can see I can click on. You can see this bottom. So another cool feature is you see on the if you have your Apple, you see this is the context menu. If we deselect it, we're going to get access to the whole bunch of things here, right? So what we can do is we can just click on this. This is the animation menu, the photo animation menu. So you can only do this to photos. You can't do it to icons. It's literally just photos. And then with zoom, you've got a couple of different options. And then you'll notice that once you've actually selected an animation here, if you go to the download button now, you'll actually be able to download it as an MP4. So this will let you do simple animations with. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool effect, right? Fade is kind of cool. You can just choose the fade color. And we can change the color of the apple itself. So you get some pretty cool effects with that, and you can even do blur, and then you can just download that as an MP4. Okay, so we go to layout, right? We can see that we've got a bunch of different settings. I've chosen one here, and in each cell we can change the color of the cell. So, for instance, if I wanted to add, let's add some, maybe add a text. Let's just do. Doesn't really matter which one we're going to go for. We'll go for grand opening. Okay, so you can see we've got various different cells, and if I wanted to, I could add some. Maybe I could add some text. Uh, you can do a new line. You can position that in here, maybe. We can take a look at the different options there. So you can see we can change the color of the text. Do some different looks for the text. Effects, we can do. Let's just see if we can. Let's just go back to the text. Cut out an outline, cut out a shadow. Just do normal shadow. So yeah, a few different options for the text, and this is actually interesting. You've got like a whole wheel, and it will just let you cycle through a bunch of different options. So that's kind of an interesting one. I wonder if I can just center that. Probably just need to make it. If I just made it a little bit smaller, it might. This is the sort of thing where you need a grid, really. Or I could just make it, or you could just make it smaller. It'd probably be the easier way to do it, and then you could center it directly in the box. Yeah, I mean that's fine, right? Okay, so I think that's about it in terms of those options for the text. So yeah, photo icon logo. I could put my logo in there maybe. I'm not sure exactly what options I'm going to have for my logo. Let's see. Let's put it in this box maybe, just because. Again, we can change the opacity of my logo. And yeah, now we actually have various different orders. So not much in logo. An interesting thing, if we press delete on here, so if I press delete on this cell, let's have a look. No, that wasn't actually technically. You can press the Control Z to. I wonder if we can. Yeah, so we still have access to change the a bunch of things here, which is cool. There was one more thing though. You can see like the amount of stuff you've got here. I'm not sure what will happen if I change it, say, to like an Instagram story. Interesting. So it will actually it will retain the a lot of the stuff, but obviously some stuff will break if you do this. So what should we go for? Like, yeah, this was the menu I think I was on before. You can replace the graphics. I'm trying to remember. There is a way, I think. So I think let's have a look at these resizing options. Like, what have we got? So you can actually resize the panels, and it will actually do it the other ones as well, which is kind of interesting. So you can't do quite a lot of stuff with this, right? I'm just looking at this as well. Backing shapes. So backing shapes is an interesting setting as well. This is in the shape section. So we can increase the padding amount. Bunch of different stuff we can do here. So we'll put that one down here maybe. I don't know if this is going to show. It doesn't show me the line of the horizontal line though for some reason. I guess we just have to estimate that from here. So that's an interesting one we could try as well. Let's try a different. Let's try and add a different. Let's go back to what we did before with the river. So you can see it actually adds it within the frame, which is kind of interesting. You could do a load of them, right? That'd be kind of interesting. I wonder if we can then add like exactly the same one, right? How would that look? Maybe this one. And what about if we flipped? That's kind of an interesting thing to do, isn't it? You can use the arrow keys as well. Maybe we could duplicate this. Probably want to flip that. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad, right? It does not look bad. Probably don't want this. I'll probably change the color of that, actually. So how do we go around doing that? Color. Which one do you think? I'm kind of fancying this one. No. No. I kind of want to do the secondary color different. I want to do a green. Oh, that just does that. It just changes the top thing. Can I not just do a green on it? There we go. Yeah, that's more like what I was thinking. Nope. I think actually I got it right first time. Unless this is better. Nope. I think we're going to stick with this one. So yeah, anyway, oh yeah, we've gone to the wrong size again. But yeah, I mean, and the cool thing is, right, is that I could just, you can even press remove background and see what happens. I don't know if we really need to do that here. Let's see if we do remove background on these clips. Not so strong there, right? I don't think you really want to do that. But certainly we could add in our photo animation. So for instance, what we could try maybe is like a little bird in the sky here. So let's try that, and then we can animate it. Now, what is the bird I like? I don't know if they'll have this. It's a pretty obscure one. No, they do have it. They do have it. Yeah. It's going to be massive. No, pretty good size, actually. So I don't know why the bird would be here, but we're going to just put the bird. It's a bit too big still. I think if you just have to get it the right size so that the snapping will show up better. Like there was probably a good spot, right? We don't actually need two of my face there. And then you see we can just, like I said before, we deselect, do the animation. Oh, we found a new feature that I didn't actually notice before. So we're actually showing you a lot of features. Some of the stuff So yeah, this is actually a bunch of stuff which I have not seen. So let's do our photo animation first, and then we'll just we'll have a little experimentation with the text animation. I think that seems like a good idea. So with the bird animation, yeah, it's funny because it's not selected, but if I actually do something on it, I actually selected the whole thing. Oh, it's because I've got so many. Oh, so you can't actually do individual photos. That is a little bit like. Okay, so that is a problem. That is a slide problem, isn't it? You can't do individual photos. I'm literally animating the whole thing here. All right, but okay, we have already seen this feature, so I guess I'm not too worried about that. However, text animation, and again, I would imagine that this is perhaps something which is going to be similar, right? In terms of if I had bunches of text here, you really need to have only one text field. If you've got multiple text fields, it's going to do the whole lot because you can't individually select them. I think that's what's happening here. I may be wrong. If anyone knows that I'm wrong, then you can always point it out to me. So yeah. So let's have a look at what we got on text animation. Typewriter. Okay, dynamic. What's happening there? You can see that there's like a multiple of different options as well. 1, 2, 3, and this one is what? 1, 2, 3. Okay, it comes. That one didn't really work properly because it moved the whole box for some reason. So that's like a arriving sort of stuff. We have flicker. That's a cool one, right? The second flicker one. Let's just check what the other options. Color shuffle. Okay. Then we have fade, which is similar to the photo one. Sliding animations. And then grow. All right, so I think we've actually done a pretty good job of looking at the move content within layouts. I think there is something which you can do with terms of like. I'm just trying to find if we can find. Like if I press delete here, I think there's something to do with it does know that the wood duck is in there. Let me just see. Yeah, this was the menu I was looking for. What would you like to delete? Delete cell or delete content? So if you have, so if I did delete cell, I think the wood duck would stay there. Let's try doing delete content. Okay, the content just, yeah, so delete content will leave the image there. Let's try this again. And delete cell. Actually, that looks pretty good like that. Let me just try. Right? That looks much better. So yeah, I mean, so that's basically we don't actually need any of this stuff. I mean, it makes no sense. Anyway, that will do for now. So thanks for watching.